that you know, basically asked. Because once a resolution is passed and the publications are given, it has to be communicated to the borrower and the persons who are entitled to be noticed. That is in terms of the law, both the state banks and the private, the commercial banks. But it doesn't end there. Thereafter, what is called a notice of sale must be published. Notice of sale must be published in the gazettes as well as in the daily newspapers, and it must be communicated 14 days prior to the date of sale. 14 days prior to the date of sale, because all these time limits have been introduced in this statute itself in order to enable the borrowers to come and just enter into some form of arrangement with regard to the repayment of the outstanding loans. That is how it happens. So therefore, the banks can't just abruptly just try to auction the property. But not only that, but one very important factor that must be taken account, or rather taken into consideration, is whether the auction sale, of course, should be held at the spot, that is where the property itself, or elsewhere. But since the Act is silent on that, and normally what practically what happens is, I mean, most of the time the banks, they just go to the spot, that is to the property, and have their auctions. So not only that, then they have to have their posters, the handbills, everything published in and around, and the banners has to be basically hung all around the property to be auctioned. So likewise, there is a process to be followed. If the process has not been followed, if that can be established with clear evidence, then of course certainly the courts will look into that matter. And we have seen I mean, often, like the courts, they just make pronouncements if those statutory provisions are not duly followed by the banks in taking steps to auction the property. So therefore, that process has to be duly followed, and it has to be complied with. Non-compliance, of course, attracts the jurisdiction of courts.